We are looking at how to pronounce this surname from Catalan, of Catalan origin, Catalonia being a part of Spain, obviously. How do you say it? Puig, Puig. And now you know.
Nothing. I've told you, don't bother me when I'm spannering. Yes, but yeah, I'm adjusting the chain. I was. Really? Yeah, I get to lean this puppy at about 45 degrees. Yeah, chicken strips, there aren't any on it. Yeah. Anyway, let me tell you about winterising my GS. That's a good idea. Now, when I say winterising my GS, that's got to be taken in context with the Irish weather. Our winters aren't severe at all. You can ride all year round. There might be the odd day you can't, a bit too much ice, maybe occasional bit of snow once in a blue moon, but it's a temperate climate. So all I've got to do is protect myself from the elements. So there's only two things I need to do. A bigger screen and some muffy sort of things. They're not real muffs. They're Barkbuster Blizzards. They're kind of a bit of a half and half. They do a brilliant job. So first off, we'll fit the Puig touring screen and I'll do an install of it. What? It's been done before. What, like much? An old one? 10 years ago? It's a very popular bike, is it? The R1250? Yeah, this screen fits a 1200 and a 1250. They know that. Puig touring screen is very common. There's no end of install. Right. Scrap that. The screen's installed. Brilliant. It went on dead easy. The only thing I'll say is I bought the brace for it as well. That they know about the brace too. Okay. Okay. Puig.
How do you say it? Puig, Puig.
Yeah, thank you. Puig touring.
Puig.
Okay. The touring screen has these brackets on them, stabilising brackets. They're very good, and you can actually fit them regardless of fitting one of these screens and fit them to your OEM BMW screen. They really do stiffen it up. They don't make it any better though, going up and down at speed. Yeah, okay. I know what these do. These are brilliant in the wind. They're fantastic. They're brilliant in the rain. But I want to find out what this screen does for me. Well, I actually already know because I'm filming this start bit at the end because I forgot to do the intro. Here we go anyway. Now this mechanism here isn't supposed to be nipped up. You see people putting knurled knobs on there to grip these and lock that in place. That's not the purpose. That's not the purpose of this connection. This is supposed to have free play here. So you can raise and lower the screen as normal. Don't nip those up. Puig are pre-assembling them now because I think too many people are tightening the crap out of these and they think this needs to be nipped up. They don't. It's just a guide. It's not a lock. Do you have to remove this little bit of cowling when you're installing the Puig screen or the strengthener?
Puig.
You don't really. It just gives you easier access to the torque screws in the side. They give you two sets of installation instructions on the bracket. The only difference is this spacer. So if you don't have a sat-nav bar, you use this spacer. If you do have a sat-nav bar, the sat-nav bar is the spacer. Wow, this is excellent. This is the screen in its lowest position. And the wind buffeting and everything are going straight over my helmet. Straight over. Excellent. And I'm 6 foot, but I have a long torso, short legs. So I might be the equivalent of a 6'2", 6'3" person sitting here with standard proportions. I can see well over this screen in the low position. Now, it'll be interesting to see if I can change it at speed. No, still too much pressure. But look, that's the same with the stock GS screen. But with the reinforcing bars at the side, it's steady as a rock, this screen. I really like it. Alright, I'm at an indicated 125, 126, which is pretty much about 120 kilometers an hour. The screen in its lowest position, it's not bad at all. But I know I could probably do now with being a little bit higher, because you can't change it on the fly. I'm going to have to stop to do that. But once I know the position it works in best, if I've got any high-speed work to do, that's great. I'll know where it goes. It's not bad. It's definitely 100% better than the stock screen at this speed, where you pretty much get everything in your face. But it'd be interesting to see what it'll do at the higher position. If this was a fixed screen and it came like this, I wouldn't be disappointed, mind. So I can see well over it. So I think what we'd do here is pull in its skerries and adjust the screen. Look, I can open my visor easy. I'm getting nothing in the face whatsoever. That's great. Right, I've got a red light, so maybe I could stop here and just do a U-ey round the roundabout. Maximum. Jeez, this is the weirdest roundabout I've ever seen. It's got a bloody hole in the middle of it. And a lane. That's a little bit more intrusive, but it's not in my eye line. As I say, I'm 6 foot and I'm seeing well over the top of that screen, but I have a long torso. Yeah, I'd still be perfectly happy with that. And considering I'm on the low seat as well, which is dropping me down again, that's excellent. I'm seeing right over the top of that. Sometimes it's great to have a large torso. No, not a large torso, a long torso. But I think I'd rather have legs slightly longer. Yeah, a little bit more protection there. Although, I think I'm going into the wind. I'm getting a bit more wind blast. I think that the wind direction's different, and it was kind of behind me a bit on the way up. So, yeah, a bit more turbulence around my body, but it's very still around here, really. Yeah, it's going well over my helmet. Well over my helmet. I think, though, the benefit over in the highest position compared to the lowest position, there is some, but it's not so huge you'd force yourself to leave it in the higher position all the time. I like the braces on this Puig screen, though. They're very good. You can just buy the braces and put them on your BMW screen. I've been interested to try this in another direction, because it actually feels a bit noisier than when I had it in the lower position, and I'm just wondering whether it's the wind direction. I'm not getting anything on the head, though. On the top of the head. It's not obtrusive for me, though. I like that it's still a fairly narrow screen. Yeah, now the wind direction's changed a bit and it's got a bit quieter. So, yeah, I think the noise reduction on this is a bit dependent on the wind direction. If there's no wind, it's great in all directions, of course. But I've just gotten to the shelter of some of these trees, so it's got a lot quieter. So, is it a difference? Yeah, it's a big difference. I think if you're doing long distances, it's a great screen to stick on. And of course, it's a real 5-minute change if you want to go back to the original. Gets my vote. I wouldn't bother with a top lip on it, you know, an extra aerofoil like I had on the little screen. It's perfectly good as it is. So thanks for everybody who voted in my should I get a Wunderlicht or a Puig screen, because I went with your suggestion and it's excellent. With the screen in the low position, I have to say, at these slow country speeds, a lot of the time, you know, bigger, smaller, whatever screens don't seem to make an awful lot of difference. At the kind of 50, 60, 70 kilometre an hour kind of backcountry road sort of speed, this does actually give you a very calm driving space around here. Yeah, works well at low speed too. Well, I wasn't expecting a rain test so soon. This is next day, day 2 of having my Puig.
How do you say it? Puig.
Touring screen vid. Did a great job in the rain. Of course, it can't do anything about it when you're stopped in traffic or going through towns, but I found at high speed it was pushing a nice envelope around me, and my arms or torso weren't getting any rain. But the minute you slow down, of course, you get rained on. So, doesn't do a bad job in the rain too. They're quite shallow, but they're a real game changer in the cold weather. Lovely. And fitting them to the GS is simple. They're a universal fit on all bikes, so you get a load of universal bits. But for the GS, you don't use a single one of them. Remove the existing handguard. Stick the blizzard on. When you run this cable underneath the clutch cylinder, make sure you're not running it over any cables. So, underneath those. Cool. Yeah. Now, Barkbuster are expecting you to use one of these, but the inner diameter is too small. They give you several sets. So we just reuse everything from the BMW setup, but just go and get yourself a washer that'll take that BMW nut. And inside there's a brace. That hole needs drilling out to take the size of the BMW nut. I temporarily just put it above or below it, but I'll drill that out shortly. Now, here we are. You can now wear a summer glove during the winter as well. Okay, it's not the prettiest thing on the planet, but it's not a huge muff, and it's great for winter. It doesn't look too bad. You can see these Barkbuster blizzards. It's not like sticking your hand in a big cocoon. But what it is, in the rain, they completely shield your gloves. You can sit there with a summer glove and they're brilliant. But more importantly, it takes all the wind chill off your bar. Now, I wouldn't wear them all bloody summer, like, you know, but I love them during winter. So I'm ready for the winter. I mean, it's not a tyre, it's a bloody hedgehog. Front's worse,